Hello everyone. Today we are going to solve a very common question asked in class 11 physics gravitation chapter pora. So question to ki koise draw a graph showing the variation of acceleration due to gravity with distance from the center of the earth. Amane suppose this is the earth aru amak ki koise earthor center pora ami at a point lo, but that point has to vary. That is, center পৰা start কৰি it will go on moving away from the center, going infinity লৈকে যাব। আৰু আমি at every step এই পইণ্টটোত acceleration due to gravity যিমান হয় সেইটোৰ variation to distance to লগত দেখা। Okay, so in the first case we consider those points which lie outside the earth, that is somewhere here. So obviously a point to distance center of the earth পৰা radius of বেছি হ'ব। If capital R is the radius of the earth, the distance of this point is greater than the radius of the earth. আৰু ইয়াৰ কাৰণে আমি derivation কৰি পাইছো already যে the acceleration to gravity comes out to be this. Now out of all these terms r plus h is the height above the surface of the earth at which the point is located. So r plus h means smaller হৈ যায়, and ultimately আমি acceleration due to gravity look r square or inverse vary kora on. And this kind of relation is represented by hyperbolic graph. We will remember that. Next we come to the points which are on the surface of the earth, that is small r equal to capital R. Surface of the earth or karone ami ki korim small r er jagah just capital R bohai dim, and we end up getting this relation or this relation. And this tells us that g is constant, or constant or value ki hobo gm upon r square. Okay, next we move on to those points which are located below the surface of the earth. That is, for those points the distance from the center of the earth, small letter r, is less than the radius of the earth. In that case derivation to ami ki paisu je the acceleration due to gravity is comes out to be this. ইয়াতে r minus d যেটো আছে r minus d হৈ যাব our small r. তাৰ মানে suppose you consider a point somewhere here, so a point to depth from the surface of the earth is d, so distance from the center of the earth will be capital R minus d. That is what we wrote here, and this distance is represented by small r. So in a sense we get the acceleration due to gravity is directly proportional to small r, and for this kind of relation we get a straight line passing through the origin. Now if you combine all the three situations we get a graph somewhat like this. Here from 0 to the radius of the earth, মানে 0 মানে center of the earth or পৰা earthৰ surface লৈকে acceleration due to gravity এটা straight line or according vary কৰিছে. That means acceleration due to gravity g is directly proportional to r. Exactly on the surface of the earth, when smaller becomes equal to capital R, the acceleration due to gravity becomes constant. As a matter of fact, this is the max value. So acceleration due to gravity surface of maximum value. Tarpisot, as we move beyond the surface of the earth and as small r increases beyond capital R, we get a hyperbolic relation where g is inversely proportional to the square of r, and only a graph to form. So this is the sum total of all the conditions in one single graph, and this is our required answer. So obviously if that question is asked for 2 marks, then you don't have to find out all the relations, you just have to plot the graph. But if it is asked for higher marks, then you have to also find out the relation first and then plot the graph. Okay, thank you. Next আমি class 11 or physics or thermal properties of matter chapter eta important question solve কৰিছা. Okay, so what is asked? Calculate the horsepower of a man who can chew ice at a rate of 30 gram per minute given 1 horsepower equal to 7465 and J is equal to 4.2 joule per calorie. J ki hoy mechanical equivalent of heat. Okay, so ki koise mass of ice chewed by man equal to 30 gram and latent heat of ice eto ami not assume latent heat of ice ki hoy, this is the amount of heat that is required to melt 1 gram of ice into water under standard temperature and pressure. Hence, heat required to melt the ice H is given by mass into L. Since L was the heat required for 1 gram, so total heat required will be total mass into L. Koile iman calories ahi. Again, amar ki koise 30 gram ice per minute. That is 60 seconds on ami 30 gram ami na that man can chew 30 gram of ice. Okay. So power will be work done per unit time. Divide koile we end up getting 168 watt. Now you have to convert it into horsepower because ultimately horsepower to this. So horsepower convert koribole hole 746 divide kori dilu and we get 0.225 horsepower. Okay.